That was way too slow, dude. Okay, in the middle of the bow on the snow bow. Up bow. Next three. Next three. Next three. Good. Good. So I think in general you're just a little sharp with the A. Okay? And that's what B and C, B, C sharp, and D are. Try it again. Here we go. Ready? And 1. Good. So you got to work on those last three. Okay? The rest is coming along nicely. Now we're going to play the first two notes and the next three. So play the first two. Now load 3. That's right. Here we go. Two notes. Do it slowly once. Now the next three. Next three. Two next three. No, but the F is too high. Good. One more time. Okay, one more time. Two notes. Next three. Next three. Next three. Next three. Yep, watch that A. Good. If you actually practice that and really focus on getting everything perfectly in tune and get them really quick, then you go back just like you would on this one and play it slowly. And then faster. Okay? But that's what it takes to get that to come out the correct way. Now, this one, let me hear that one. Actually, start right here, down low. Good. So guess what? You can do the exact same thing. So you would play the first note. So up, up. Now more up. Okay, and you would repeat the process, and you're going to use the exact bowing that's there, because it is slurred, but you're going to make the break so that you can play one note, then the next three, next three, next three, next three, okay? Then you're going to play the first two notes. Try it. Just two notes. Now three. No. You're going to play the bow. It starts up bow. Starts up. Okay. Again, the reason we're doing this is anytime you can make something harder, it challenges the brain. So that when you go back and play it like it's written, it's easy. Okay? So this is making you focus on different steps of the shifting, okay, and where it falls in the process. That's why we practice scales as you get further along. When you practice scales, rather than playing always 1, 2, 3. You play the first note and plays. Okay, and then you play starting the second note, four groups of 4. what it does is it gets you away from playing groups of 4 in the same position all the time. So then, and then you do 3, then 4. You know, and you as high as you want to go, and you just keep repeating. And then you do groups of 5. Until it comes back out and you land on the same down bow on the first note. So groups of 5 you have to play 5 times. Alright, you do groups of 6, same way. So basically what you're trying to do is get everything, it's like when you practice piano, you know, and you're trying to get the run perfectly even. You could use the same technique. Rather than starting at the beginning of the run, you start on the second note and do the same thing. Third note and do the same thing. Okay. So that you're thinking that the turn, you know, thumb under and whatever it happens to be is in a different spot than it was before, rhythmically. And it actually comes out, if you practice that way, it'll make stuff really, really super smooth. You probably never did that, did you? So you learn something new every day, okay, even about piano. All right, so we've taken care of that. Now let's look at our other page here, just for notes. Okay, so the last remaining little vestige of what we have to do was this stuff in here. Let me hear from right here. Good. Practice that once. Now play 4. Again. Stop. Now stop. Now play the note. Is it with your D? Play your open D. It's too high. And you do it again. Okay, so the other thing about practice, okay, the more precise, you know, you've probably heard the saying, practice makes perfect. It's not true. Perfect practice makes perfect. If you don't practice well, it'll take you a lot longer to get to where you want to go. Stop yawning. Okay. Now, when you get to here, so again, if you'll practice, sometimes it helps to make the shift. It's a little high, so that you create an expectation rather than just kind of go, you know, and kind of missing it. Be precise about how far that shift is, and you can practice. Good. So one more time from here. Go on. Now retake. What's this note? Stop. What's the name of the note?
F sharp.
Okay. What's the name of this note?
D.
D. Okay. What relationship, from a physical standpoint, is that D to the C sharp? Oh, F sharp.
String over and
Yeah. It's no extension, no nothing. Do it again from here. Out of tune. Do it again. Straight bow. Get it off the fingerboard. There you go. Hold your cello. It's too low. Go on. But this is a bow change. Do it again. 1, 2, 1. Well, that was a bow change. Good. So stop. How would you practice this? Describe in great detail what the best way to practice this is so that you get it quickly ready.
sections, like
boring. Okay, the problem with this is the same thing that you're experiencing in the septic, okay? It's predicting where this note is. It's the exact same shift to the septic, except it's, instead of F natural to G, it's an F sharp to C sharp, to G sharp, okay? So there's nothing magical about it. It's the exact same thing we've been doing in the septic, which is why we do the septic, Okay? So when you come out of here, so you practice the same. So what if you did this? Then this one, you got to match that note. Okay, but all of those where there's a substitution fingering or a fingering that it's a note you've already played or a fingering that you can actually reach and then do the shift, as in this one, you need to practice them that way, okay? Don't just play through willy-nilly and play in little short sections. Don't do a bit of good. You have to be brilliant when you practice, okay? Practice is a creative endeavor, believe it or not. The more you stay engaged when you practice, the less time you need to practice. You like that part? What? You like practicing? Okay, pay attention. The more time you stay engaged when you practice, the less you need to practice. So if you're not, your brain's not engaged and you're not thinking, okay, when you practice, you might as well not be practicing, but you still need to practice. Okay, so when you sit down to practice, be serious about it. Very serious about it. Use your brain, okay? We've gone through many, many techniques of how to practice. This is just another one, okay? So you need to really get up. So let's try it one more time. So go from here. So I want you to stop after this note, make your shift, and check and see if it's a tune. Is that in tune? Higher. There it is. Now do it again. You missed it again. Okay. Do it again and play it forward this time. Check it with the open D. Fingertips, fingertips, fingertips. Good. Do it again. Higher. That's too high. Do it again. Okay. One other thing about intonation. Where you play on the string, how much bow you use and how much weight you use affects the intonation. Okay, so I can play perfectly in tune, but watch this. If I don't use enough bow or I play up here, it goes flat. That's what I'm saying. Good, so the way you would practice that intelligently is to practice that very carefully and listen for that pitch. Each time before, then do it. And then if you can do it, you need to be able to do it 10 times in a row without missing it. Okay, and then in rhythm. Okay, so it's really, really clean. Okay, good. One more time. Slant back. Higher three. That's too high. Play the D with the open D. Lower. Good. Now play the three. Good. No, two. No, the D's not in the same spot. Lower. There it is. What's that note? Stop. What's the name of that note? F what?
Sure.
Good. How far away is it from the D?